So today was kind of a big day for me. I've been inside for, with like maybe two exceptions, for 2.5 weeks. I started feeling a little bit uh, ill, exhausted around the time of this drug treatment that I was switched onto for my chronic thing, and that just wiped me out. And so I think I've had all of one trip taking the garbage out and one walk through the neighborhood, which was actually just probably like 10 minutes uh, in the past 2 weeks. And then finally today, I'm feeling better, and so I was able to go grocery shopping and take care of a thing on Craigslist that I had been wanting to. So a couple things today. So first of all, I'm feeling better. The drug seems to be working, which is amazing. It's starting to feel like it's lasting for a few days, which is a real relief, giving me the energy to like exercise and start doing stuff again. And it's got me thinking about kind of where we stand with the COVID thing, right? Like what's coming. I'm sort of shifting my thinking away from this is going to be a return to something to we are heading into a future that we have no idea the shape of or the look of. I'm starting to adjust to the likelihood of possibly losing my job, not getting furloughed or laid off because of that, because of the business outlook for the company I work for, and then just thinking about creativity, like what do you do if that stuff starts to happen? Then what does life look like? So it's kind of a mix of serious stuff, but then starting to get more creative. So it was kind of a big deal. So I took I took a drive around through Gig Harbor over to Port Orchard to pick up this thing off Craigslist, and then I took the ferry back, and then I did some grocery shopping. Because I've been grocery shopping in like probably, it's probably maybe 5 or 6 weeks since I've been grocery shopping. So for the first time, I broke the $400 mark at Trader Joe's. That was an interesting milestone, but I haven't been spending it, so luckily it's like I can afford it. And then the cool thing, it's kind of funny how it worked out. So this is the punchline of the whole story, right? So I'm going to show you this thing that I ended up picking up from Craigslist. A little backstory. So I've been working inside, and especially when I was feeling fatigued for those 2 weeks, I was spending a lot of time on my couch sitting down. After a while, it just felt like my body was needing to do more, but also couldn't. It was like exhausted. But there was a few times when I had enough energy to stand, but I felt like my body wanted to do more. So I got this idea of a balance board, and my friend loaned me a balance board, but I'd also found this thing on Craigslist, and I wanted to pick it up to maybe build myself one. So what I got from Craigslist was this thing that was advertised as a skateboard, but I actually think is a converted snowboard. All right, because it's like way too long. Right, so I've got this thing in my car. It didn't even fit in my trunk barely, and then like in my back seat, I had to like angle it and all that. So then I get to Trader Joe's, and I've got my $400 worth of groceries, which I've half unloaded already, and they tell me, first of all, I can't use my personal bags. They've discontinued that. And second of all, they're not going to double bag. So the guy says, just be careful when you're taking these in. I wouldn't just trust the bags. Don't just hold them because they're going to break. So I got this prospect of loading $400 worth of groceries bag by bag into my apartment on separate trips. Or what I realized I can do is I can lay out my new winter stick, so it's called, and then I can use this. I've been kind of wanting something like this for a while anyway. So this all fits in the sort of mode of like creativity for life going forward. The other thing that I did today was I made a list. I decided, I've got friends who talk about, definitely people with family or couples who have, people that they're seeing on a regular basis because they live with them. And then I've got a friend who lives alone, but he's got a bubble, he calls it a pod of bubble, I don't know, what did he call it, a quarantine pod? I don't know, there's a word for it, I guess. But for what he was, for people that he would actually spend time with. And I started thinking about maybe I could do something like that, So I made a list of all the ways that I'm protecting myself, given that I'm in the high risk category, and not as a requirement for anybody, but just as a, as an invitation if anybody wants to follow the same rules of everything that I'm doing. Oh, speaking of which, this is part of my new rules. It's wearing the mask in any public, when you run in the hallways and whatnot. This is my P100 mask. I'm not sure whether to require the same mask of other people. Yeah. So anyway, I'm thinking I'll share that and see if anybody wants to do that for 14 days, and do that for 14 days, and then be part of a social gathering. This would be kind of cool because we can just take it that much care. So anyway. Almost. Luckily, I live on the first floor. Otherwise, I have to get one of those things that carts that climb stairs. Have you seen those? Those are pretty cool. All right, and there you have it. Creativity from coronavirus land. I think that's going to be the name of the game going forward. So let's figure it out together, eh? All right, see you later.